uh, check out. Upcoming events going on. Our Pinewood Derby especially is one of our highlights coming in. And our feature presentation tonight on NYLT orientation training and our questions and answers. And you might have seen a little pop-up. Please mute your microphones when you're not speaking. For respect for everyone, we are recording your call, or this call, the Zoom session, and you can always enter your questions into the chat. If you can't enter it into the chat, just wave your hand or make some noise, and we'll try to answer your questions. Okay, let's go with our program dates. So our program dates, a lot of activities going on. In March, we have another Pinewood Derby clinic. Please note the date change. We'll talk to you more about that because it's going to be raining on the on Saturday morning, and it'll still be wet. In April, we have our spring aquatics camp the week after Easter, I believe it is, and our Pinewood Derby Championship. So all those packs that are doing Pinewood Derbies now, those winners, top 3 or 4 are going to be registered into our Pinewood Derby Championship for our council. In May, several things going on at the end of May. We have our Memorial Day flag placement at our cemeteries and Memorial Day family camp, which is 3 days of fun and adventure and at Camp Dockwitz. And maybe if you're lucky, they might still have some snow for them to play in here and there. In June, we've got summer aquatics starting at the end of the month at Sea Base. And I'll talk to you about that too with this when we get into it. Upcoming trainings. So upcoming trainings, as I'm on the training committee as well, I can talk about that. This Sunday is Den Chief training on the 12th. Check out the training web page for details, times and place and all that. Register for that. Encourage your troop, for those troop leaders, to encourage those scouts to get trained on Den Chief training. It's good leadership skills for them. It gets credit towards some of their advancement as well. Leader specific training is the following weekend, March 18th in the morning. Again, check out the web page for registration information. If you are not leader specific trained, you need to be. Every scout deserves a trained leader. There's lots of new leaders that have been registered because of the rechartering this year, and so they need to be trained. First aid and CPR training, April 28th to the 30th. Yeah, that's always a good training to have, just in general, not just for BSA, but in general. And wilderness first aid specialty is being offered May 6th to the 7th. So lots of training going on this spring. If you have particular questions about the program, you can talk to Michael Devine or Amy McCarty, the chair and co-chair, vice chair of the training committee. Oh yeah, our featured event here, Pinewood Derby, Saturday, April 22nd. Go ahead, go for it, Victor.
Okay, so like Eric said, the Derby clinic is going to be postponed till Sunday. There's a great chance that it's going to be raining Saturday morning. You know, tools and extension cords do not mix well with rain. So we're just going to go ahead and postpone it till Sunday. Sunday, we're going to have it from 12 noon to 3 p.m. We're going to be sending out notices to all the registered folks who registered off online, as well as posting the information on, so everybody's aware that we're moving it to Sunday. So that's what we need to do in order to make sure that it happens and that we can still have a good event for those parents who were not able to get their cars done through their packs. Then the Derby Championships happen in April. April 22nd is our Derby Championship. The car check-in is going to be April 21st. And then we're going to have pack races. Remember that if you either don't have a facility to put on a pack race, or you need to have a pack race because, or perhaps you're a smaller pack, and we can put on the pack race for you. We will do it through our registration page. You can show up the morning of with all of your participants, and we will run the race for you. And then those top winners will be able to enter the race championships in the afternoon. And the fee includes the top 3 winners registration. So if you don't have an opportunity to run the race and you're looking for it, feel free to contact us or me. I'll make arrangements, but definitely you can register also online, and the registration is going to be set up on March 15th. Then the championship races will be April 22nd in the afternoon, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And don't forget, if you still haven't placed your order with the Scott Shop for cars, do that as soon as possible. We do have cars come in. I did see that today, so that's exciting.
Cub Scouts too.
Okay.
Meeting.
All right,
Yeah,
remember to mute,
council.
remember to mute
Update.
your microphone, please. And one other thing is for those that are doing pack races, you also need to check in your cars on the day before, on April 21st, for those pack races as well. All right, very good. So is there's a buddy challenge? What's that all about?
So our buddy challenge is an opportunity for us to share the excitement of Pinewood Derby with kids who have not participated in scouting before. It's an opportunity for for a Cub Scout to challenge their classmates at school, or perhaps they're on a team, or some other even family members who are of Cub Scout age that would be interested in perhaps learning about scouting. This is a great opportunity to learn that way. We give out we give them you give them a buddy challenge card, which invites them to participate in an activity either at your pack or one of the council activities, and they can come as long as they register with us that they're going to be at one of the council events, whether it's for most of us they were able to do it for the Derby clinic. They show up and we give them a free Pinewood Derby car. Or if the pack contacts us and lets us know, hey, we've got these kids coming, they're first timers, we've invited them, they're part of the Derby challenge, we'll give you a free Pinewood Derby car for each one of them. We also, any scout who joined after the 1st of January, any Cub Scout who joined gets a free Pinewood Derby car. So please contact me. I'll make all the arrangements for you so you can have those cars available.
And thank you for the sponsor, Charles Schwab, for providing those Pinewood Derby cars. Okay, Spring Aquatics Camp. So our sea base is active in the spring. This is a great chance for scouts to get merit badges, and also for the Cub Scouts. We have a program for them too. All youth from 2nd grade through 5th grade. They do not need to be a registered scout, so that's great. So they can bring their friends along too, and experience aquatic activities such as canoeing, kayaking, small boat sailing, and a whole lot of other things as well. So gonna have some whale watching excursions. You get to get involved in some robotics as well. There are half-day classes, full-day classes that are offered. There's classes in the morning, classes in the afternoon, depending on what you want or what you're invited, what you're interested in. Check out the website. You can QR code and it'll lead you right there using your camera. You can look at the slide deck afterwards too on the Roundtable webpage and check it out some more. April 10th through the 14th. Camp Talkwitz. All right, we got a summer camp coming up and I'm excited. Andy, you want to talk about that? Or Victor?
Yeah, I think Andy might have left.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, so they're having these new programs up at Camp Talkwitz, a Thunderbird at Camp Talkwitz. This is a new format opportunity for experienced scouts to do activities at Camp Talkwitz. We got the Wrangler program opportunity with trail rides and Wrangler down home nights. The return of sleeping on the wire, another really neat opportunity and activity that they're planning. So there's a lot of really neat activities happening this summer. If you've already signed up for summer camp for Talkwitz, you can follow up and find out how to sign up for these. If you haven't, there's still opportunities to sign up for Camp Talkwitz. So you can follow up on our website, which has the information. Or if you'd like a presentation to your unit on behalf of our staff or our volunteers, please let us know so we can come out and tell you all about the fun stuff that we do at Camp Talkwitz.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Eric.
And yes, thank you very much, Gail. We are looking for counselors, or sorry, commissioners to help with the summer camp as well. All weeks are open. Gail, do you have any other details?
Sure. We have people, anybody who wants to come up that's a scout, male or female, doesn't matter, come up and stay in one of our beautiful, luxurious platform tents for a week. And your food's also provided at our gourmet kitchen. What you basically would be doing is helping 4 campers or 4 scout troops while they're there at camp, making sure they get what they need, they get where they need to be, kind of mix in with the scouts and the scoutmasters, and just make sure that those 4 camps actually have the best time they could possibly have at our camp.
There should be competition.
So I'm looking for anybody who's interested to come up there and help us out.
Absolutely, it's a lot of fun. It's chance to get away, be outdoors, and get away from that ruckus that's down the hill.
Week at camp, no cost to you.
Very good. Thank you so much, Gail. There was a chat. You had asked, is there powder horn still a thing? It is still a thing. We haven't offered it in our council, but we can reach out. Our training committee can reach out and see what's available and what it takes to actually put one on. So that's a great question. And Tom Soto has also uploaded information about the swamp base. Okay, so swamp base trek 2023, Louisiana, June 23rd through the 29th. Tom, there you go, Tom.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I have a faulty earpiece, so let's see. Hopefully it holds up. For those, let me go ahead and share this.
Okay.
For those who don't know me, I'm Tom Soto, the former Scoutmaster of Troop 65. And our troop is pretty good at offering these high adventure trips like Philmont and Swamp Base. I know Mr. Haas is going to be leading the Philmont for next 2024. These are really good experiences for scouts, typically 13 to maybe for Philmont 15 and up, scouts who want to really experience what it is like to maybe backpack for 12 days in the Rocky Mountains or paddle 60 miles in the swamps of Louisiana. So these are adventures that we have led in the past. I know Mr. Haas has done, I can't remember, 12, maybe 13 Philmont treks and taken many dozens of scouts on these trips. And I've led 2 of these swamp-based treks and taken about 50 scouts. And these are great opportunities for any scout who wants to experience really what scouting and their skills and its adventure can offer. Their dates are there, and there's information that's in the chat as well. If anyone is interested for either of these, let us know. You can email me or Mr. Haas. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me in the chat as well. But we really want to have our scouts experience these things. I know it's a busy year with summer camp and jamboree and other things that are going on. So if your scout is still kind of on the fence of anything, let us know. For Philmont, obviously, it's going to be in 2024, so that's going to come faster than you think. So plan accordingly. But again, if you have any questions, let me know. Please, I would like you to come to one of the meetings that we have and experience what the scouts say about these. That's what's most important, and they will sell it to your scout. So if you have any questions, just let me know.
All right, very good. You'll keep us updated.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. All right. And again, like I mentioned, Tom had uploaded some information into the chat, so you can download it there. A couple of community activities that are not scouting, but scouts would love and have fun with. First of all, you've got Rancho Days. We have several ranchos, part of our early California history. The Dominguez Rancho Adobe Museum is hosting the Rancho Days, March 25th, between 10 and 2 p.m. Got a lot of old-fashioned activities going on there. It's free for all ages. It's a lot of fun. And then the second one is at the Rancho Los Cerritos. Rancho Los Cerritos, 3-4 days of stuff going on. Explore the rancho and explore urban wildlife. Got plenty of that going on. And it's not the human kind. So check out the information. I believe it's also free. And so you can take your unit there. If you're a pack, you can take your Cub Scouts there as well. So, a lot of fun. Dave.
Yes.
We've got Memorial Day. We're thinking ahead already. We have our traditions. What's our tradition?
So we'll be working with Forest Lawn in Cypress again this Memorial Day. It's the Saturday before Memorial Day. We'll go out in the morning, start gathering about between 6:30 and 7. We'll do a flag ceremony. We'll acknowledge our veterans there. And then we'll have the scouts go through the cemetery. The Forest Lawn provides us with flags, and we put the flags at each one of the veterans' graves. It's a great activity for Cub Scouts because it's very easy. They're low to the ground, so they can get down there and put the flag in the ground. But we can also use Scout BSA age kids who can help with maybe putting flags in some of the mausoleums and helping out with that. So it's really for all ages, community service, and really gives you a good meaning to Memorial Day. Forest Lawn has been very receptive, and they provide the flags, and they will also have patches there for everybody who participates.
Nice service project. What's this thing about screwdrivers?
Yes, yeah. So you need to bring an old screwdriver. The ground is kind of hard, and if you try to stick a flag into the ground, you're probably going to break the stick. So bring an old screwdriver so you can make a guide hole, and then you can slip the flag right into the ground. It makes it so much easier.
A lot easier.
Bring your sunscreen, bring your hat, bring some water. Usually it lasts about 3 hours, but it depends on how many people we have.
Okay, so that's an early start. Jeb has a suggestion, has offered something in the chat bar, Dave. So check it out.
So I will say yes, that would be greatly greatly appreciated, and just send a message to Dave Damper, myself, and we'll coordinate with you. But we would greatly appreciate that. Yes.
So David, you know that I work at Forest Lawn Cypress, right?
No, I didn't know that. That's
yeah.
wonderful.
So I'm a senior memorial counselor there, and I've been working with Dave Damp in past years. So I can give you all my contact information if that helps you out.
Fantastic.
You want me to put it in the chat or email you?
Send me an email. Probably easy.
Okay.
Excellent. See, learn
Great.
something every day.
That's right.
Okay, thank you. So our spring fundraiser, Victor, tell us about it.
Yeah, so camp cards are here. They were a little bit delayed. We got them a little bit after the March beginning, but they're here, and so we're starting to distribute them out to all the units that have requested them. As a result of that, we've extended the campaign from March 1st all the way until May 15th, and then have the 2-week settlement, and then have to submit all of the cash and or unused cards back to us by June 2nd. So camp cards is a really easy program. The vendor cards are on all of these different discounts that you have on the card. The discount cards could be sold at the venues themselves. Smart and Final, on some occasions, you can ask for permission to be able to sell them in front, and they'll allow you to. And it's really easy to tell somebody if they'd like to buy a $10 card, they can get their money back as soon as they can get inside. And nowadays, with the high cost of everything, $40 probably goes pretty quickly on a grocery bill. So great opportunity to be able to raise money for all these different programs that we're offering, like the Philmont treks that they were talking about, and the Swamp Trek, and I know the Jamboree that Dave is in charge of as well. So there's all these different things, including summer camp activities at Talkwitz and our sea-based activities. So great opportunity to offset the cost of that through our camp card program.
Excellent. I know some units are already taking advantage of that. All right. Everyone here likely knows about Friends of Scouting. Friends of Scouting is an annual campaign to help try to fund our council and the council's programs. The registration, rechartering fees, and all the other ways doesn't meet our budget needs, and so we need to make up the difference. And so our campaign this year, with led by Greg White, is called We Believe. And so we do believe in scouting, and I know all of us here, we believe in scouting. And if you do believe in scouting, then we want you to support that. And if you support the fun that scouting gives, that the family values that scouting gives, and the life skills that scouting provides, then we want you to support that. And that means supporting it financially as well. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can make a gift. It could be a one-time gift. It could be a monthly gift. You can have matching if your employer offers that. We can have matching gifts as well. Excuse me. It's really easy to do. You can scan the QR code and sign up right then and there. You can offer that QR code to someone else. You can put it in your materials that you give out to all your Scout parents. We want you to get this word out that we believe, and ask them if they believe in scouting. Secondly, for those unit leaders, so those Scout Masters, Cub Masters, and committee leaders, we want you to reach out and ask for Greg White or one of our scouting representatives to come to your unit at one of your meetings and make a presentation. And we want that support from those unit leaders. We'll do it for you, and make that pitch, if you will, to your unit and to your parents. You don't have to do it yourself, but please reach out, sign up. Again, it's on the website to do that. And then find out about, is there places that will do matching gifts? That doubles a lot of times it doubles your individual contribution, and helps that along. We were shy of our goal this last year, I'd love to see that we can meet our goal this year. It helps build a better program for all of us. All right, and so I'd like to cue up John McGlynn and have him go over some orientation for NYLT. Good. Let's hand it off to you, John.
Okay, I've got some slides. If you
I
could,
will stop sharing mine and you can share yours.
all right. And if you can enable me, that would be great.
That would be Victor.
If you
Your
could.
co-host.
There we go.
All righty.
Okay, so share that. Okay, everybody see the slides there?
I see a big white dot.
Okay, that's it.
Is that what it is?
That's it. All right. So what is NYLT? Now, I know a lot of the folks on here may already know a lot about NYLT, and that's great. We want to help promote the program and make sure that those who are not familiar with NYLT or want to learn more about it, that's what I'm here to do. I am your course director for this coming June's NYLT. So what is NYLT? It is National Youth Leadership Training. We love our acronyms in scouting. This is another one. So that's what that means. It's a National Youth Leadership Training. What is it? This is a national BSA program put on by local councils. So wherever you take the NYLT training, it is the same no matter where you go. It is the premier youth training program delivered at the council level. Now, it is also a prerequisite for any further national level training that you might want to do. That would include the National Advanced Youth Leadership Experience, called NAIL. This is a national youth training program that's available only at Philmont or at the Summit Bechtel. And there is also the NYLT Leadership Academy. This is another national program that is at different venues every year. So for 2023, they're doing it at the Northern California Adventure area, and they're also doing it at Summit Bechtel. And so this is for those who just absolutely love the opportunity of staffing NYLT, and it gives them even more skills on how to do that. The best way to describe NYLT is that it's similar to Wood Badge training for adults, but it is designed specifically for youth leaders, and it also expects them to have some scouting experience already. Wood Badge, I know people who dive into Wood Badge cold without a lot of other training. This would be tough. You can't really do that with NYLT, and we'll get into that. By the way, our course for 2023, we're doing a 2-weekend course. It's a 6-day course that can be done over a week long, or what we have traditionally done is a 2-weekend course, June 16, 17, 18, and 23, 24, 25. I can also tell you, this is not confirmed, but the most likely dates for 2024 will be June 14, 15, 16, and 21, 22, 23. We have timed our course to fit with the end of the Long Beach Unified school schedule so that those students are free. I know it is really hard to schedule all these different activities for everyone. And I know we have a tendency to bump up against a lot of the high adventure trips that scouts want to do. The best thing I can suggest is if we can try to plan around it, do so. Sometimes you have to make decisions as to which activity you're going to attend. So that's why we like to get these dates out there ahead of time as best we can. What experience do your scouts need to have? Well, for Scouts BSA, minimum age is 13 and minimum rank requirement is first class. Why first class? Well, first class rank, as you know, means that they have mastered all of the basic scouting skills, and you're going to want those for attending NYLT. For venturers and Sea Scouts, minimum age is 14 or have completed the 8th grade. So that's the minimum age for those programs, and recommended at least 1 year of camping experience. We need scouts to have completed the introduction to leadership skills, whether it's for troops or for crews or for ships, 3 separate courses. If you remember our roundtable from last month, you heard me talk about ILST and how to set that up. If your unit needs help setting up an introduction to leadership skills, contact me. We want to make sure that our scouts are able to meet this requirement. And the biggest thing, their unit leader's recommendation. We've had instances where parents see this and they want to sign up their kids, and the unit leader doesn't know anything about it. That we need to make sure that the unit leaders are checking on this and giving their recommendation. And as staff, we are really counting on their unit leaders to be fair and honest in their assessment to make sure that these kids are in fact ready for this next level training. Some 13-year-olds might not be, some may be. So we're kind of counting on your judgment, your experience with these scouts to see if they are indeed ready for this next level training. The course is open to all members of Scouts BSA up until age 18. It is also open to all venturers, Sea Scouts, and active Order of the Arrow members up to age 21. In these programs, you are still a youth member up to age 21. Now, I know there's some Scouts BSA folks that might be getting close to 18 or might just be 18. If they are active members in the Order of the Arrow, not a problem. They can attend NYLT. If they're not involved with the OA, my best recommendation is sign up with a venture crew or become a Sea Scout. I have a lot of older scouts who are either active with venturing or have signed up with a venture crew so they can take this training. Just because they turn 18 doesn't mean that they are excluded from NYLT. We can find ways to work with that. What NYLT is not. It is not a summer camp style experience. Yes, we're going to be at Camp Talkwitz, but it is anything but summer camp. Participants follow a strict schedule of activities from wake up to lights out. There really is no free time in this course. And if there is, it's programmed in so that participants can do additional work within their patrols. So we are going to be keeping them very busy. This is not an outdoor skills course or a high adventure training course. We need participants to have had some basic camping and cooking skills. They need to know how to pitch a tent. They need to know what equipment to bring. They need to have, if not a backpack, at least a duffel bag that's got the shoulder straps there, because during the outpost experience that they have on the second weekend, we are going to be sending them on a hike throughout Camp Talkwitz. So they need to know what to carry and how to carry it. And we're even going to try to give them a chance to do some cooking this time around. So some basic camping skills, which again, if you're first class, you've got all this covered. This is not an introductory course. Like we said, ILST or ILS for cruise or for ships is a prerequisite for this. Why is that? Well, NYLT builds on the topics and experiences that they're introduced to in the ILST training. So we don't want these kids going in not familiar with some of the stuff that we're talking about right off the bat. So this is designed to pick up on some of those things that we briefly cover in ILS training. And like I said, if you need help with your unit, ILST is meant to be done within the unit. But if you need help with that, let me know. We'll come up with something. I'm already working with a couple units to try to help them with it. And if necessary, we can open that up to other members in other units. We don't want these kids to miss out on an opportunity for this. How does NYLT work? Well, it follows the linked troop model for Scouts BSA. So we do have male and female scouts and leaders attending this. So we have separate girl and boy patrols within a single troop structure. So if you're familiar with the linked troop model, this should be old school for you. My troop 134 is a linked troop, boys and girls, and so it's old hat for us. We know how to do this. We have separate girls Scoutmaster, separate boys Scoutmaster. We also have a separate girls SPL and boys SPL. But all troop level activities are done as a single troop. When we have our morning flag ceremony, it's with the entire troop. Girls patrols, boys patrols, Scoutmasters, everybody together. Participants are sorted into patrols. Now, our goal for this course is to have 6 patrols of 6 members each, which gives us troop size of 36. That has been kind of our ideal target for our NYLT in Long Beach. We're aiming to get 3 boy patrols and 3 girl patrols. That's our goal. I don't know if we're going to quite get there, but I'm fairly confident we can have at least 2 girl patrols this time around. So those of you who are working with girl units, we should have a whole bunch of girls who are first class and above ready now for this kind of experience. So we really want to increase our number of girl participants this year. Patrol members are sorted into similar age ranges within their patrol, but we also sort those patrols to maximize diversity among the patrol members. Do not expect to be in a patrol with your fellow troop members. The whole idea of this is to introduce them to new people they're not familiar with. The program relies on the fact that they don't know everybody within their patrol. And that brings into play a whole range of leadership skills that they get to learn while experiencing it. That's the best kind of learning. So the other thing related to that is if we've got a troop that wants to send more than 5 or 6 kids to NYLT, Scoutmaster should probably talk to me to see how we can make that work. Again, in the ideal situation, we don't want kids from the same units mixing in the same patrols, because that changes the dynamic of the patrol and that changes the learning experience. The course is youth-led, following Scouting's youth-led philosophy. The course is put on by our trained youth staff. We have a whole group of youth staff. The youth leaders put on almost all the presentations and run all the activities during the course. Adult leaders oversee all these activities during course. The bulk of our work is training the youth leaders prior to the course, during the staff development that we do ahead of course. Scoutmasters are visible support for the SPLs, just like in your troop. They will give daily Scoutmaster minutes during our ceremonies. Assistant Scoutmasters are there to support the ASPLs. We have an adult medic available 24/7. Primary responsibility for all adult leaders during the course is maintaining youth protection and making sure we have that two deep male-female leadership with the scouts at all times. And that includes with them in their campsites during the course and also during the outpost. We need to make sure that we are maintaining youth protection. If there's a theme to NYLT, this is it. The quest for the meaning of leadership. Course participants are grouped into patrols and are led through a series of team building and leadership presentations and activities throughout this 6-day course. Each of the activities build on the previous day's activities. Each patrol, with all the patrol members participating, must prepare a presentation for the entire troop at the end of the course. That is their presentation on the quest for the meaning of leadership. So taking all the elements that they've learned throughout the course and doing a presentation for the entire troop on that. And that presentation can be a skit, it could be a song, it can be a still life, it can be any kind of artistic representation of what it is that they're trying to get across. One of the things that we do in our opening campfire is our youth staff puts on their own version of the quest for the meaning of leadership to be a model for them to work off of as they learn these skills throughout the 6-day course. It's also meant to represent a month in the life of a troop. So participants engage in the activities that are similar to what a typical troop would do over the course of the month. They have PLCs, they have troop meetings, they have patrol meetings, they have training within the troop meetings. They have other games and activities throughout the month. And they plan for this overnight outpost experience that they have on the second weekend. So it's just like life should be. We're modeling life within a troop environment and working as a youth-led patrols. Some of the topics that are covered during NYLT. Communication is a big one. They have presentations on communications all 6 days of the course. That's how important communication is. They have activities on finding your vision, setting goals, planning, solving problems, developing your teams on the scouting edge, servant leadership. What exactly is that? What does that mean? Leading yourself. You must learn to take care of yourself before you can lead others, right? Ethics and values in decision making, diversity and valuing people, resolving conflicts. Not that we have those in scouting, right? Embracing and leading change. We've been through a lot of change over the last few years. The course recognizes that this is an important aspect of scouting, as is resilience. So how do we keep things going when things are not going to plan? And if all the NYLT courses I've been on, there's always a need for embracing and leading change and resilience, because there's always something that comes up. You gotta love scouting and all its acronyms. This fits into what we call our leadership toolbox, and anybody who's been to Wood Badge knows what that leadership toolbox is. So SSC, start, stop, continue. SMART goals, those that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. They learn what the WHWW is, what, how, when, and who, when it comes to planning, making sure we've got all those elements covered. We learn Maser form of communication that it involves a message, a sender, and a receiver. We learn about ear. This is when we are trying to resolve conflicts. We need to express ourselves. We need to address the issue, and we need to get it resolved. And rope, for when it comes to diversity and inclusion, which includes reaching out, organizing, planning for this, and of course, experiencing this. So this is just some of the acronyms they will be learning when they go through the course. Why only one course per year? Or why can't you run a bigger course? These are questions that I've gotten. Well, it comes down to resources and timing. The course can be delivered in a 2-weekend model or in a week-long model. Long Beach has traditionally done the 2-week model because that is what has been done. That's because that seems to be the best way for us to not only give participants enough flexibility to attend when they're looking at the rest of their summer schedules, as far as the week off for summer camp or the week off for, a high adventure trek. And it also is easier for staff to be able to take a 2-weekend as opposed to a week long. That doesn't mean that we don't look at that possibility from year to year. National sets the maximum size for an NYLT troop. So the minimum of 30, maximum 48. Looking at our facilities and our staff resources, 36 is a manageable group for us, 6 patrols of 6. I would love to have 8 patrols of 6 and get us all the way up to 48. But unfortunately, we need to have enough qualified adult staff and youth staff to put that on. What do we need for our current course of 36? Well, at least 10 adult staff are required to put this on. Some of those staff need to be Wood Badge graduates. If you're going to serve as a scoutmaster, as the course director, or as an assistant scoutmaster, you need to have you need to have gone through Wood Badge and may even have had to serve as a troop guide within Wood Badge. So, and those skills that you learn in Wood Badge, by the way, are extraordinarily helpful when you are working with a group of scouts in NYLT. And of course, it's a youth-led course. So for our 36, we need at least 15 youth staff, and they all need to have come from a previous NYLT course. So you can see where it can be very tough for a council that's the size of ours to be able to do that. Planning for NYLT starts a year in advance. I was actually able to serve as course director last year, and we started our planning literally right at that staff debrief that we had at the end of last year's course, and getting our preliminary adult staff and even some of our youth staff booked right away for that. Training of youth staff starts at least 6 months in advance. So in order to put this on, they need time to get ready. So it's a tough deal pulling them all together. So that's why we only do the one course. We can do a bigger course if we get more help. I also know some councils that run concurrent courses. So they'll have 2 troops of 36 or 48 running at the same time. But what does that mean? Well, we need double the staff, literally double the staff. So I want to get us to that point where we can do that within Long Beach, but that's going to take us some time. In the meantime, we've actually developed a good partnership with the Verdugo Hills Council. Council I actually grew up with. We ran a joint course in 2021, and we've been sharing adult and youth staff back and forth. Their course is in February during the President's Day weekend. They also run a 2-weekend course, and we've found this to be very, very beneficial. So we can kind of lean on each other. And also it's an opportunity for those that can't make a June course. Here's an opportunity to do a course in February, a chance that you will be running into participants and staff from Long Beach as well, participating in that. So this is another alternative that we can do for you. But why do you want to send your scouts to NYLT? The simple answer is it makes your job easier as a unit leader. How many of you have heard this phrase? Every scout deserves a trained leader, right? Any of us on the training committee know this is our go-to, right? But how about this? Every leader deserves a trained scout. How much easier your job would be if they've already had training in what it takes to run a troop meeting, to run a PLC, to keep their leadership core in check, right? NYLT provides scouts with the leadership skills needed to better manage your unit and its activities, so they can play a much more active role now in doing this and help make your units the youth-led model that we want to see for all units. NYLT gives scouts a learning experience that lasts a lifetime. These aren't just skills that can be used within the unit. These are skills that will last them a lifetime. It will help them in school. It will help them when they go off to college. It will help them in planning and executing an Eagle Scout project or a quartermaster project or a summit project. When I went through a similar course when I was a youth, I still remember that training. I still remember the concepts that were presented. So it's not just learning for your troop, it's learning for life. And I gotta say, NYLT is a bargain. I was searching on the internet today to see what would a business charge for what you learn in this kind of course. And you can use this for Wood Badge too, by the way. Professional level 2-day seminar on leadership, on the same skills we're teaching them. I came up with one company that was charging $2,695,000 for just a 2-day course on the same skills that we touch on in NYLT. 6-day NYLT course, $300. That includes their meals. That includes an activity t-shirt, 2 activity t-shirts. It includes their workbook and everything else that they get for NYLT. So when it comes to training, it's a bargain. Think about that for Wood Badge too, by the way. So for more information about NYLT, you can go to our council website. There it is, right there. Registration is open now. Now, one of the things about registration is it's on a first come, first served basis. So we do want you to sign up sooner rather than later. We do need to have their Scoutmaster's recommendation. We do need to have them to have gone through ILS training ahead of time. If they don't have that yet, just let me know so I can hold their spot, and then we can make sure that they get this other stuff done ahead of time. I don't want you to think that just because they haven't quite finished that ILS training or they don't have their Scoutmaster's letter yet, because let's face it, it takes time to catch the Scoutmaster and have him fill out that form and get it back to us. Go ahead and sign up. You can also learn more about NYLT from the scouting.org website. And you can also learn more about NYLT from me, your course director. That's my email address. That's my phone number. You can also, there's a link to email me off of the Long Beach NYLT website. I don't want anybody feeling they don't know anything about NYLT, or if they have any questions or concerns about the course or their scouts being able to attend, just reach out and contact me. So that is my presentation, and I am going to turn it back to Eric.
Thank you very much, John. John is a great leader. I've been with him a couple of years now with Wood Badge, and I do seriously agree with the fact that if you go through NYLT, those scouts are better leaders. They are, it trains them for life. And so these are life skills that they will have. And I would have loved to have had my children have those leadership skills as well. And so, so promote it, please. Get out there. Anybody have any questions for John?
If I can also let everybody know, we are more than happy to come down to your unit, do a presentation for the kids. We can bring some of our youth staff. They can talk about it. Hopefully your adults will be there too, and your parents, or we can come to a parents meeting or committee meeting and talk about the course, answer any questions. I have one of my assistant scoutmasters is trying to set up unit visitations as we speak. So we have no problem coming by and talking to you all in person about this.
Hey, John, I have a question real quick. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
John, I wanted to ask, do you remember JLT?
I do, yes. This is the successor course to that.
Okay, can you tell me, because I love JLT, I actually went through a JLT as a scout with Trip 65. Can you tell me what is the difference between JLT and NYLT? Or do you know?
Well, like I said, NYLT is the successor course to JLT. As we know, things change. Scouting has changed. And, you know, if you've been through Wood Badge, you know, over the last 20 years, you know, I think we're on our third revision of the course. When they went and looked at what JLT was, there were two issues. Number one is there wasn't a lot of unity between councils when it came to delivering the JLT course. When I went through it as a youth, we didn't even call it JLT. It was actually called Brown C-22. Same basic stuff, but every council kind of ran it differently. And so National decided we need to have a consistency within the youth training program so that it's run a lot more like Wood Badge is, whereas you have the national syllabus, you must swear to follow that syllabus and deliver the program so that all the scouts going through it, no matter what council they go to, they're getting the same program essentially. So that was part of the transition to that. The other part was making sure that the training they were getting was relevant to their circumstances. And so when they piloted the NYLT in 2003, 2004, they were able to find out where the scouts are and those leadership skills that we think they needed. As we know, in business, leadership training, management level training always bends and moves and evolves based on the needs. And the same thing happens with scouting. In fact, NYLT has just been through, I don't call it a major revision, but they've gone through the entire syllabus and updated a lot of things for 2021 and another minor update in 2022. So even the course that we're delivering now is slightly different than the course we delivered back in 2019 and prior to that. So the course is always evolving to try to touch on those topics. The two big additions in the 21-22 syllabus is the ones on resilience and being able to deal with change. Because God knows we went through a whole lot of that in 2020. And so these are skills that we saw needed to be addressed in the NYLT syllabus. Because I think anybody who's done anything in scouting, whether it's an outing, whether it's a long-term high adventure, whether it's a training workshop, no matter how well you plan, nothing always goes to plan. And so you need to know how to respond to that. And so I think the NYLT syllabus has really gotten a hold of that, those needs, and takes the best of what JLT was and combines that with a lot of the skills and experiences that scouts today need to have.
Well, thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, John. We're going to then wrap up today with just a reminder about our office hours. We do have Saturday office hours at the shop, at the Scout Shop. And it looks like the whole month is available and open Monday through Friday and also Saturdays. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. If you have any particular questions or asking about if something's in stock, go ahead and contact Sandy Van Wyk, either by email or by phone, and she can set you up. That comes to the end of our roundtable update today. Our next meeting is the second Thursday of the month, April 13th. We will hold it via Zoom. Hopefully we'll get maybe a roundtable in person very soon. Anybody have any open-ended questions or something they want to talk or tell us about from their units? All right. Thank you, Matt. I saw that you or Rosa, whoever's there, for logging in tonight too. So thank you for being here. All right. Hey, Matt.
Watch the so everything. Well done. Well done, John.
John's here too. All right. I think your bandwidth is kind of narrow. Okay, everyone. With that, we'll see you in a month. Everyone, happy scouting. Good night.